Hi, I am Kathy.
And I am Mary, and we're with Pearls of the Soul.
Today we're going to talk to you about what? Perfecting our intuition. We all have it. Some have more, some have less, but it's only because you haven't worked on it.
Yeah, out there, I have the perception that everybody just knows different things. And as I talk to people, I become very aware that a lot of people aren't sure how to use the gifts that they're given. We're all given a certain gift, and most of it comes from our senses. Uh, the first one is a clairvoyance, and that is where you see. You might see images in your head. You might see like auras around people. You might even see entities or ghosts or your ancestors, however you want to call it. And when I say you see them, you don't actually see them, but you might see a blur of them, or you feel. Actually, no, you see. This is the one where you see um, this blur out of the corner of your eyes, or you might see like a foggy aura or something, or an orb.
And I think it can do this also. I've walked in a room and I recognized there was nothing standing there. But in my mind, I recognized that my child's birth grandparent was there. So, and it was sort of a seeing.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to describe that. So don't discount what you may
Mhm.
get because it doesn't match what we're telling you.
Yeah, there's 6 ways that we can do this, and a lot of times, if you listen to people's verbiage, they'll tell you what their gift is. And in our book, Pearls of the Soul, this is my ratty copy because I've been using it a lot to dictate my book. But engaging my magic within is actually I have a section on it about these powers, about finding your superpower. And a lot of people, when they say, I see, that means they're clairvoyant. The next one is uh, clairaudience, and this is the one where you might hear. You might hear like your name called, or you might hear different just directions in your ears that aren't there. Somebody calls your name, and you turn around and you look, and nobody's there. Has that ever happened to you, Kathy?
Yeah, and sometimes I think I hear things, but it's in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying you don't discount because it may not match our description of it.
Yeah, we everybody has the gift of intuition, the gift of psychic ability, or whatever you want to call it. But some of it is about learning to develop it a little better, and all it takes is a little bit of practice, and just have fun with it. And then the next one is clairsentience, and that's the one. These are empaths. These are the ones that feel it. You just have that feeling like when you walk in a room, the tension in the air, you can cut it, or all of a sudden you feel happy, or you feel bad, or you get in pain in your stomach. I am very much a clairsentient. I can pick up people's aches and pains. And in my first part of this, my career, I'd end up in the doctor's office thinking I was dying because I was picking up other people's symptoms of
Symptoms.
illness. And if I sit next to somebody, sometimes I have to be really careful because I can actually feel what they're feeling, and I can feel like Kathy today. Thank goodness you're a clear channel, but I can feel that coming through sometimes. And the first time that I really understood what that meant, I'd taken a lot of classes, didn't really understand what it meant. But I was at the National Finals Rodeo and I felt great. And this guy come and sit down beside me, and all of a sudden I just got nauseated. And I thought, oh my gosh, I told Brad, I've got to go. I'm going to throw up. I don't know what's wrong, but something's hitting me. Anyway, I started to stand up, and about that time, this guy that just sat down beside me just barreled over the top of me and knocked me back in my chair. And his buddy next to him started laughing. He said, man, I feel bad for him. He went out and got drunk last night, and he's just losing his lunch. And I went, oh, whoa, wait a minute. That was his lunch, not mine.
Not yours.
And so, anyway, he left. I felt fine. But the rest of the rodeo, I was
This
panicked
is
he would show up.
this is the one that tells you when you're in trouble.
Yes.
This is the one, like, I worked in a prison and I depended on this constantly. And so, if you feel like I shouldn't walk in that room, I shouldn't go down that alley, don't do it. It's
Yeah.
telling you.
This is your that gut instinct that says don't do it, or
Mhm.
if you're driving a car and it says turn left, not right, go with your first instinct. It's usually right. And how many times have you gone with the logic that came up in your head and you messed it up? So, okay, and the next one is Clara Lienz, and this is the sense of smell. This is the one where sometimes you'll just be sitting there and all of a sudden you smell lilacs or you'll smell cigarette smoke. I can always smell my grandmother and my dad. He used to smoke cherry tobacco, and I can smell smoke. And there for a while, every time I could smell smoke, I knew I needed to call my mom, and something was going on with her. And then the lilacs, of course, remind me of my grandmother. Do you have any smells that you smell or?
Well, sometimes I can smell my dad's feet.
Oh no! Okay, that was what I did not see
But
that
I
one
know
coming.
when I smell that, my dad's around, and it wasn't pleasant, but it was distinct my dad.
That you know it's him.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And so start really paying attention to this. You know what you might be picking up, and you're not crazy. It's just an inherent ability that you haven't quite. I don't want to say mastered, but become aware of, because the mastery's there. The next one is Clarigestus, and this is the sense of smell. Ugh, that's hard to say. Sense of smell. Um, or a sense of taste, excuse me. Taste is like all of a sudden you'll be sitting there and you just get a horrible taste in your mouth. A lot of times, if somebody walks in a room, they might have they might be sick. You might pick that up through your taste. Um, you can also taste death. Death, it's just really like a bad breath smell. Sometimes things will taste really sweet. You'll just get a sweet taste. You might get a salty taste, sour taste. If you do, just look around. If all of a sudden something hits you, look around. Do you ever have that happen
Pay
with taste?
attention. Yeah, I have had that. I would feel metal, and I knew, again, I think my prison job totally brought on, I always was very intuitive, but then when I worked there, it brought it on, and I think it was because I really needed it. And I would taste metal, and I knew there was a fight brewing, there
Mhm.
was,
Yeah, yeah.
somebody was getting stabbed. You think I'm kidding? Okay.
No,
But
no, I don't. But this is some of it. Start looking for the pattern. Every time you do taste or smell or hear or feel, look for that pattern, because chances are something's going on around you that's trying to bring your attention to it.
And there's another thing. My language might not be your language. Just because I taste metal when there's trouble brewing, that doesn't mean you'll taste metal. You might taste, I don't know, you won't taste strawberries because that's good, but
Yeah.
you'll have. I think it's learning the language that you receive it in.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep. And the next one's claircognizance, which is just a knowing. It's like you just know something without any explanation. It's just like, you know, just something that you just know is going to happen, and you start warning people and they won't listen to you. And it's like, well, how do you know? It's like, I don't know. It's just, I just know. And so, has that happened
That's happened.
all
That
the time?
happens to me a lot, and I
Yeah.
feel crazy. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
people think you're crazy,
They do.
and
They think
but
you're
then when
crazy.
it comes true, you're like, told you.
I told you. Yeah.
But anyway, really start paying attention to if you are one of these six, and which one is your gift, because a lot of times one will rotate into the other, and you become all of them, and you become this little psychic lightning rod, but you're full of instinct and intuition. And it really gets right down into the soul of who you are and that magic of who you are. And so, Kathy and I have been talking about doing some classes, a class, a free class, a couple hour class on how to develop your intuition a little better, what you can do to play games, to just see what might be going on inside of you that you can start developing. And like I said earlier, inside the book, Engaging My Magic Within, we do have a whole section dedicated to what is your superpower? What is that inside of you that is a little more prevalent than another? So right now, I want you just to, if you're in a place, if you're driving, of course, and hopefully you're not driving watching this, but get in a place where you can just sit and zen down, and let's just close your eyes a minute. And I just want to kind of take you into a space inside your head and it's going to be your third eye. It's right here. So go ahead and take a breath. I'm going to close my eyes with you so I can get into my own third eye. And I always use a mudra. I always use my hand mudra, and this helps me to always stay focused. As long as I have this physical focus, then I feel like I'm where I need to be. So go ahead and close your eyes. And just take a couple of breaths and relax your shoulders, and just go into a state of total relaxation where all you have is what's going on inside of your head. And clear those thoughts. Just clear them out. Just take a broom and just sweep out the floor of your brain. Sweep, 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 sweeps. And just see it going out the top of your head and out your ears. And then when you feel like your floor is clean, just take a deep breath and stand back and take a look at it. And look how shiny it is. Underneath it, there was a crystal that you didn't even know was there. And that crystal is right smack behind your eyes, between your eyes, and it's called the pineal gland. And as you look at this crystal, with your closed eyes, roll your eyes up a little bit and look at the pineal gland just above your eyes, in the middle of your forehead. And in the middle of your forehead is also a third eye. The third eye is the knowing, the intuition. It houses all the memories, the Akashic records, all your instincts. It is connected to the solar plexus as well, which is that gut, fight, and flight. Connected to the root, which is your grounding, that instinct. And so as you're looking at your crystal, it might even be a different color. It might be white, clear, purple, blue, red. See what color yours is. And as your two eyes are focusing on your pineal gland, move all of that energy to the middle of your forehead. And as it goes to the middle of the forehead, become aware as your third eye opens. The middle of your forehead almost has a cyclops eye in it, where it is an all-knowing, all-seeing, all-feeling, all-hearing. And now that your third eye is open, it is activated by your breath. Take another breath and relax. And just look at your face as if you're standing away from your body watching a movie screen. And you see your eyes closed. And there is a third eye in the middle of your forehead as you become the radiant one. And just take another deep breath and just honor the Akashic records, the earthly plan that is all yours, the earthly purpose. And then when you're ready, go ahead and take one last deep breath and open your eyes. And when you open your eyes, notice how bright and clear the world looks as opposed to what it was a minute ago. Okay, now we're going to do a little exercise. The third eye is open. You're a cyclops now. Just think of yourself as a cyclops. And I've got some cards here, and they're animal cards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card. And I'm going to hold it up to the screen. And you're going to tell me what the animal is on the other side of the card. And what I want you to do is just direct all of your energy right on that little lightning rod. And bring your eyes in where you're looking at it through your forehead and not your eyes. And then start thinking about what impressions you're seeing, what you're feeling, maybe colors, maybe an animal, maybe other objects in with the animal, where the animal might live. Any detail, again, becomes a message. And if you have to, write it down so you don't forget it, because you will forget it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this animal, and then you decide for yourself which symbols you were getting that was
On the other side of this
yes,
card, yeah.
synonymous with this. Okay, are you ready? Have you got your animal? And it is a coyote. And the animal, the coyote, is the trickster. He likes to play. So this card is already telling us that we're not playing enough. So it's time to play. And then did you have any of those symbols? Maybe even the color, or the feathers, or the bones. Or you might have seen the ears. You might have known it was just an animal. It could have been a bird or an insect.
If you just even saw a dog, I would give you
Yeah,
credit.
and a lot of times you might even get the name of your dog. If you have a dog, you might get the name of your dog. That would be a message as well. So in our class, we want to do little things like this, where we work with objects, where we work more with different exercises that we can that you can start bringing in your vision and bringing in your intellect and your intuition. And so for one little last exercise, tomorrow, Kathy and me, I want you to look at this one, and I want you to see what you're seeing, what you might visualize. Animal, insect, reptile,
And
bird.
you've got all night to think about this.
And tomorrow morning we will post this card on Pearls of the Soul. And what I want you to do is go into your little meditation tonight, go into your third eye, and focus on that. If you have to, take a snapshot of the screen right now. You have time. And tomorrow on Pearls of the Soul, we will post this card. Okay? Does that sound fun? Just like the coyote said, let's have some fun.
And see what you got.
And we will come up with a date, and hopefully you would like to come and play with us for a couple of hours on developing your psychic ability. This is Mary.
This is Kathy.
Over and out.
We'll see you.